Nobody understands how much I suffer. Oh, I'm only joking. You're too sensitive. The best thing to do is to end the relationship. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe. Today we're talking about something that affects us all at some point in our lives, and that is emotional manipulation. Whether it's a partner, a family member, friend, colleague at work, learning how to spot these manipulation tactics and protect yourself from them is something everyone should do. And in a previous video, I spoke about manipulation tactics that manipulators use. You can find a link to that up there. We are going to cover them a little bit in this video as well. So learning how to deal with manipulators and emotional manipulation is an essential life skill. Watch this video all the way to the end. You'll be able to identify common manipulation tactics. You'll understand the psychological principles behind them, and you'll have practical strategies to be able to maintain your boundaries. So what is emotional manipulation? Emotional manipulation is when someone uses your emotions to manipulate you to do something that you wouldn't normally choose to do, something that may be against your best interests. By using your emotions, the manipulator is able to control your behavior. And manipulators usually use these tactics for their own benefit, even though they may try and pretend that they're looking out for you, that they're trying to do what's right for you. They're going to be exploiting your vulnerabilities, using psychological pressure to influence your decisions and actions. And manipulators operate under the radar. This makes manipulation extremely dangerous because it can make you question your own sense of reality. So let's quickly break down the most common manipulation tactics you may encounter. As I said, I've covered a lot of these in a previous video. You can find a link to it up there. So firstly, there's the guilt trip. When they're guilt tripping you, they may say things like, after everything I've done for you, I never thought you'd be like this. How do you think you're making me feel? This tactic makes you feel responsible for the manipulator's feelings. Gaslighting. They'll tell you things didn't happen when they did. They'll tell you things did happen when they didn't. And again, this is going to make you really start to question your own reality. Love bombing. Overwhelming you with excessive compliments, buying you expensive gifts, making you feel indebted to them, making you reliant on them for good feelings and validation. By doing this, the manipulator is going to make you dependent on them, and then they're going to withdraw that love bombing, those compliments, making you seek it, making you seek their validation, their gifts, whatever. Playing the victim. They might say things like, nobody understands how much I suffer. They're going to be faking vulnerability, constantly positioning themselves as the victim to gain your sympathy, to make you feel like you need to protect them. Moving goalposts, no matter what you do, it's never good enough. You do one thing and then they'll say, I didn't want that, I want something else. This again keeps you chasing their approval. Triangulation, bringing a third person into the relationship dynamic, maybe talking about someone in favourable terms, say, oh, so-and-so is so much better behaved than you, they're so much nicer to me than you are. This is going to make you feel insecure. It's going to make you chase their approval. It's going to allow them to increase their control over you. Just joking, making harmful comments and then saying, oh, I'm only joking, you're too sensitive. So what are the warning signs? How do you know if you're being emotionally manipulated? If you start feeling confused about your own feelings, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells around someone, never knowing when they're gonna blow up, if you feel guilty without a clear reason, if you find yourself second guessing your own decisions or struggling to make decisions, you may experience physical symptoms. You may experience tension in your body, feelings of anxiety, stomach problems when interacting with the emotional manipulator. You probably get the sense that something feels a bit off, but you just can't put your finger on it. You just can't name it. Trust your instincts. If you're feeling uncertain about someone, if you're experiencing these physical symptoms, these feelings in your stomach, these gut instincts, that's probably your subconscious picking up on the emotional manipulation before your conscious mind has the opportunity to work out what's going on. So why do people manipulate? Understanding the manipulator's psychology can help you to identify it and to understand what's going on. Understanding the manipulator's psychology can help you to respond effectively. They may be trying to emotionally manipulate you for control purposes. Manipulators often feel very insecure in their own lives. They often feel very out of control in their own lives, and so they seek control elsewhere. Manipulators often have very low self-esteem. They often see themselves as faulty or broken in some way, and so by manipulating others, they can elevate themselves. They can feel like, I'm so clever, I manipulated so-and-so to do such and such for me. Insecurity. Manipulators often have deep insecurities that they're trying to manage through their manipulation tactics. They may fear rejection or abandonment. They may be manipulating you so you don't reject or abandon them. They may be manipulating you to gain control over you so you don't reject or abandon them. Entitlement. Some manipulators just believe they're entitled and they deserve to get everything their own way. None of this excuses the manipulator's behavior. But by understanding it, you can start to develop healthy ways to deal with it and, if possible, avoid it completely. It enables you to depersonalize their actions. It's not about you, it's about them. So practical strategies. What can you do? This is the most important part. Firstly, you want to set clear boundaries. Clearly communicate what you will and you won't accept. For many people who've grown up with dysfunction in their childhood, maybe grown up with emotionally manipulated or narcissistic parents, they haven't had a chance to form healthy boundaries. So if that's you, if you're dealing with narcissistic and emotionally manipulative family members, inner child work will really help you to start to establish boundaries. Check the description for a link to my free inner child healing workbook. Practice phrases like, I'm not comfortable with that, or that doesn't work for me. Trust your feelings. Your emotional responses are valid. Emotions, all emotions, serve a purpose. They're like warning lights on your car dashboard. They're there to let you know that something's wrong. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Seek outside perspectives. Manipulators will often try to isolate their victims, and this makes it very difficult to seek the perspective of others. Talk to trusted friends, trusted family. There's a lot of support groups online. I have a group called Inner Child Healing Breaking Free of CPTSD. You can join that on Facebook. Again, the link to it will be in the description below. Be a broken record. Calmly repeat your objection again and again. Repeat your position without justifying or defending yourself. Understand that you're upset, but my decision is final. I understand you're feeling this way, but how you feel isn't my problem. Distance yourself emotionally. When you feel you're being emotionally manipulated, step back, distance yourself from the manipulator and observe the interaction objectively. Limit information. Be careful about what information you share with someone that you think might be an emotional manipulator. And certainly never share vulnerabilities with someone who's manipulated you in the past. Delay your responses. Say, I need time to think about this. Don't allow yourself to be pressured into making immediate decisions. Document things. Keep notes. Write down what's going on, what's being said. This can enable you to maintain your sense of reality. It can also provide evidence if you need to get authorities or outside help involved in the future. Keeping notes with the emotional manipulator can help you start to identify patterns over time. Be prepared to walk away. Sometimes walking away is the healthiest response you can have. It's the best thing you can do. Consider reducing contact, using the grey rock technique. If you can't reduce contact, just Give them yes or no answers. Don't get drawn into conversations with them. But if you can, the best thing to do is to end the relationship. You should consider ending the relationship if the person shows no willingness to change, if the manipulation is deliberate and calculated, if your mental health is significantly suffering, if the relationship has become primarily about control rather than connection. Recognizing and responding to manipulation is a skill that improves with practice. Be patient with yourself as you learn to set healthier boundaries. And as I said, if you've grown up with this, check the description for my free Inner Child Healing Workbook. By understanding these dynamics, you've already taken the first step to overcoming emotional manipulation, to building relationships that are based on healthy respect and connection rather than control and manipulation. If you like this video, found it useful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. If you know anyone that could benefit from watching this video, from understanding the information that I've shared in this video, share it with them. Thanks for watching and see you next time.